Now, you had a phenomenal start to your test career, as we said. You played a total of 30 test matches for West Indies. After 12 tests, you already had 6 centuries, including the triple and including the double. Your next 18 test matches after that, you only had 1 century. What do you think was the main reason for that drop-off?
Quite a few things. If you look back at my career, you will see we're in the first series I played against New Zealand. I missed the last test, the 6th test. I didn't play the 6th test. I had a slight injury. And then the next year when Australia came to the West Indies in 1973, I only played 2 test matches, I think. And I had an injury to my ankle, which got me out of that series.
Right.
I was out. And I was out for about a year with the injury because I toured England with the West Indies. After that, I couldn't play in a test match in England in 1973. And then I came back home. The injury got better, and in 1974, I had my best series for the West Indies, where I got those three centuries against England in the West Indies.
Yes.
And then at the end of that year, I went to India with the West Indies team, and then I had eye problems.
Right.
And that took me out for another year out of the game and some eye operations. And then the next series I came back in was against Australia in 1975.
Right. That was that rough series where West Indies lost 5-1.
That was so tough. We lost 5-1.
Yes.
And that was a series that I was just coming back from all of the eye problems I had. And then when we came back home in the West Indies, I played against India, and I didn't have a good series against India.
Yes.
I suppose loss of confidence over that period of time. So it's a combination of things, I think, that had created that problem for me. The injuries, and as long as you're not playing, the confidence drop. And I suppose you can put all of those things together and you get the ingredients for some bad times.
Yes.
You know, and fortunate enough, because of where I'd started, the selectors and had high hopes of me coming back as well. So I was always there and thereabout. And then what happened now is the Packer team came in between that.
Yes.
Because the Packer came in 75. I got 200 in the Packer series.
Yes.
So, you know, that was the equivalent of 2 test hundreds, 2 more test hundreds.
Yes.
And then after Packer, we dropped out after Packer, we came back, and I got my last 100 against New Zealand in 1980, I think it was.
Yes. The eye problems, was that something gradual, or how did that manifest itself? Well,
you know, funny enough how the eye problem came along. I felt I was okay, and we were going to India in 1974, and we got to England early. Arthur Barrett was the other Jamaican who was included in the team, and we got to England pretty early, and the manager of the team was Jerry Alexander, who was from Jamaica as well. So the 3 of us got to England early, we booked in the hotel, and the evening Jerry said, let's go to dinner. So we went to dinner, and sitting around the dinner table, I got the menu, and I was looking to the menu, so I brought the menu up about this close to my eyes to read it, and he said, something is wrong with your eyes, man, why you have the menu so close to you? And I said to him, that's how I read. And he said, no, something is wrong. You know, when we get to India, we have to get your eyes checked. So I didn't take it up anything, I just laughed. So we got to India, and the opening match against I forget what zone it was played against, but the game was played at a place called Pune. And this guy called Gavri, who the fast bowler from India, he opened the bowling, and I forget who got out, and I went to bat, and I was batting with a pair of spike shoe with a spike in the front only, and the spike were pretty low, and this pitch had a sheen on it. And I remember Gavin bowling with this bouncer and I hooked at it. Hooked it out of the ground for 6, but slipped, lost my footing, slipped, I hit the wicket.
Okay.
So I was out hit wicket. And when I went in the pavilion, the guys were dying with laughter. Oh, the Gabber knocked me over, and,
yes.
you know, they were laughing and everything. And Jerry said, we need to go get that eye tested.
Yes.
You know, and we went to the optician in India. And when he did the eye test, I didn't think anything was wrong in my eyes, quite frankly. I think probably I just needed reading glasses.
Yes.
But when they did the test, I realized that I could barely see out of, I think it was the right eye at the time. Could barely see anything out of the right eye.
Really?
Yes, when they had did it. So it was a wake-up call for me. I didn't believe this was happening. And they told me that I need to get glasses. And I'm saying that, you know, with how I was playing now, I was probably the best batsman in the world at that time.
Right.
And I'm saying, with how I'm playing now, if I get these glasses and this other eye is up to scratch with the other one, I mean, the sky's the limit for me, you know?
Yes, yes.
But funny enough, when I got the glasses, it was extremely difficult to transform into it.
Yes.
You know, I was seeing things at angles, and the pitch looked long, and the ball was round, and
yes,
all that kind of thing with it. So we prolonged with it, with the glasses, for about a month or so, because I was told that I would need time to get the glasses, get accustomed to the glasses. And by then, I got a call from the manager, got a call from a top professor there who did contact lens and all this kind of thing. And he wrote the manager and said that he saw the problem I was having, and contact lens is the only thing that can correct that problem for me to play and restore. Glasses would be a problem.
Yes.
And I remember Jerry came to me and he said that, you know, when he said that they were going to let me have contact lens, I said, if I'm going to get contact lens, I'd rather go to England and get them. And they decided to send me to England to get the contact lens to come back to the tour.
Yes.
So it would take like about, say, a month or so, a month to 6 weeks for me to go to England and come back.
Yes.
On the tour. But when I went to England and went to Harley Street to see the specialist there, and they did it, they said no way, my eyes was funny shape and it was some serious problems.
Yes.
They couldn't fit the contact lens and everything for me to get back to India in time. So my tour was done.
Yes.
I didn't get to go back to India. And that is where the whole eye problems escalated into I had to have an operation to remove pterygium from the eye. So here I'm coming from being the greatest batsman in the world now to struggling now with eye problems.
Yes.
And now this is transferred throughout the world.
Yes.
That everybody's knowing now that you have eye problems. So
yes. Yes.
when you re-enter the game, it would be a terror, because everybody's coming at you with everything to see how well you're seeing.
Exactly.
You know.
So it didn't become like a psychological thing?
I believe part it was that was there. I don't think I could count that out. It wasn't. I would put it at the forefront.
Yes.
But it's only obvious that at some stage you start to wonder if this is something that you could still do with all the problems you were having. I had to be wearing contact lenses. There were hard lenses at the time. You couldn't focus properly early on in your innings sometimes. But these are things that you couldn't be telling anybody about at that time, because if you were telling people that, you know, I wasn't focusing properly, I wasn't seeing, but you would not be picked.
Yes, yes.
You know, so I was fighting a lot of things earlier that a lot of people didn't know about during that period of time. And I was about 25, 26 probably at that time.
How did you, when the whole eye problems came about and started progressing and everything, how did you handle it at that time? Were you depressed? Were you asking why me? How were you handling it mentally?
I was a little bit upset with it. I didn't think, in India, I think that I should have gone on without anything. What had happened, I had practiced so hard that although I was having these eye problems, I couldn't see the scoreboard from the pavilion when I was playing.
Yeah.
I couldn't read the scoreboard.
Yes.
But from here to 22 yards, with how hard I practiced, I would see the ball extremely well. So I believe I could have been left alone for at least another 2 years.
Right.
Before I'd gone into dealing with that.
Yes.
But it all came about like a joke at the time when it's all started.
Yes.
And I'm not going to blame anybody for that. But looking back now, I think if I was left alone, I would have been better off.
Yes.
I would have played the series in India, finished up in India, probably continued to play a couple more series before the eye problem. But I'm not really questioning it. Sometimes things happen for the best, where it happened at that time. And I got the thing, went through all the difficulties of contact lens. Then I was allergic to grass and wool and so many things I was allergic to. And then wearing the contact lens. Everything just clashed. It was extremely a difficult time for me.
Yes.
And you could not relate to a lot of people about it.
Yes.
You could relate to your immediate family, like my wife and things like that, with what is going on.
Yes.
But like the cricketing gods, you couldn't.
Yes, yes, yes.
You know, you would have been gone.
Exactly. So, you know, this was a difficult period. This is like in the mid to late 70s this is going on, right?
Yes, it would have been mid-70s, 74, 75, 76, that period of time there.
And then you also mentioned you had injuries. I think even when you were at Terry Packer, you had some injuries, you missed some matches.
Yes.
Would you say you were injury prone?
Well, it seemed that way, but then you find that it becomes a problem where even your teammates start to doubt you after time because they were happening so regular.
Yes.
So even your teammates now start to question sometimes, is he really injured?
Yes.
You know,
yes.
Is he faking, is he that? But I'm not that type of guy.
Yes.
And I was that type of guy who was very expressive and demonstrative with things when it bothered me. I was more or less a cool customer.
Yes.
So to some people it might look like don't care, you don't want to do it, you're not doing it. You know, to some people they might perceive it that way, but I was never that type of guy.
Yes.
I was all the fight. I would work extremely hard to achieve what I achieved at that time. And I tell you, when I got back on my feet and started playing 77, I never played a test match against Pakistan. And I never went to Pakistan, never played a test match against Pakistan. When they came in the West Indies, I broke my hand in a freak accident at Jerry Park in Montego Bay, playing against Trinidad in a short field match.
Yes.
And when I fell, I went to take a catch. I was running backwards, and then I slipped going backwards, fell back, tried to break the fall with my hands, and broke my left wrist.
Yes.
And I remember taking up the ball, throwing it back, running back to where I was fielding. And the following over, I was feeling at slips. And Lindell Wright was the next person beside me. And I said to him, it seemed like something is wrong with my hand, you know. And he said to me, you better go off and get it checked. And I ran off, and they took me to the hospital. And when I went to the hospital, they x-rayed it, and they said they saw a line, but they wasn't sure. But when I go to Kingston after the game, they said, don't take any further part in the game. When you get to Kingston, have them do another x-ray on it, and you will find if it's conclusive or not.
Yes.
But this thing was hurting like hell. And right there and then, some of my colleagues started criticizing.
Really?
You don't want to play.
Yes.
You know, started. And they start a big propaganda campaign. Even selectors, Jamaica selectors, were saying things like that at the time.
Right.
It was amazing. And I was so hurt about it. I can't forget it. When I went back to Kingston the following day, after the game, and they did the x-ray and the hand was broken and they put it in a cast, I went to a cocktail party, I think the following day after they put it in the cast. And when I went into all of these people who was criticizing, no, they were, you hadn't really break for you. I said, no, I just feel to put on a cast and it's nothing's wrong with me, I just feel to put on a cast.
Yes.
You know, so, and I could understand some people. The injuries was happening, and I was regarded as such a top player, and people wanted to see me play.
Yes.
And because of that, they were so disappointed with it. So sometimes they throw it back at you.
Yes, yes.
You know, saying, you know, nothing's wrong with you and all of that. But I wanted to play just as much as they wanted to see me.
Did you ever play injured?
Yes.
Because you wanted to hide the injury?
A lot of times that happened. As I tell you, one, I played with my eye problems. Sometimes when I walk out the mat, I wasn't seeing anything early on.
Wow.
You couldn't tell them that. I had to be blinking out there, fighting my way out in the early stages to get it done. And you can't let anybody do. I have played when I made the 107 against Australia in Brisbane. I pulled a muscle when I was about 70 something in that innings. I pulled a muscle. And I just stayed there and bat out the whole time. Eventually, I got out because of the injury.
Yes.
Because I was batting so well at the time, I believed that in the possibilities I could go on and get a much bigger score than I got.
Yes.
But the injury messed me up a little bit.
And you're facing the top attack in the world at that time.
Yes. So things have happened, and you don't go. I'm not going to go out and say to anybody, "Boy, I'm playing injured."
Yes.
You don't do that.
Yes.
And you have some people who can play with a partial injury. Some can play at 30%. Some play when they are 50% and over.
Yes.
75% and over. You know, so this is it. You know, some people, you have guys who, I remember you have some guys when they got out, they come in and they throw the bat down and they start to curse and they make a lot of noise and people say, that guy's serious.
Yes.
I used to evaluate how I got home when I was walking from the wicket coming into the pavilion. I was evaluating what I did wrong.
Yes.
I was myself, come in the pavilion, I sit down, I take my pads off, and I'm there quiet in the corner, all by myself. And I am re-evaluating what happened out there today. And when I'm done with that, I'm done.
Yes.
I am a jovial man. I'm around the dressing room and I'm laughing and I'm enjoying myself and I'm jovial. And people say, he's not serious.
Yeah.
You know, the guy who come and throw his bat down and want to burst the roof. They think that he's more serious than I am.
Exactly.
I don't think so.
Right.